Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys can tell by the title we're going to be talking about everything Bonk, understanding what's happening with Bonk's price right now, and of course what is yet to come. It's been quite some time since I made an update on Bonk. It's been a few months, but we're back. I've been getting a lot of requests. Hey Crypto ZX, we need more updates. And again, if you want to see more updates, a continuation of these updates, of course it does take time, but of course if you guys show support, I will obviously bring more updates for you guys. But if you're looking across the board right now, you're starting to see the market going back into the green as we are starting off the month. Fingers crossed, so far so good, but a lot of other factors that need to be considered. Bonk up 12.1% over the past 24 hours, with the price currently sitting at 12.59. Also up 10% in Bitcoin comparative. Now, if you're looking at the market cap, almost at $1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at only at about 120.6 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So, Bonk has been impacted, quite heavily, pretty much since the beginning of the year. Pretty much the entire market has. There's no secret at this point that, the price of Bonk is down so much. But, over the last 24 hours, it is one of the top gainers, as far as, the coin's performance is concerned. We're going to come back to the price, of course, but if you're looking at the valuation of the entire meme coin market, it's about 52.7 billion. A lot of good performers over the last 24 hours, but like I said to you guys earlier, in the grand scheme of things, we have long ways to go. But as far as the rank itself goes, you guys are looking at the same exact rank. Bonk pretty much holding its presence at the top, fifth spot. Of course, it was the top four before, but official Donald Trump coin launched, and obviously that has taken over. So that is that. But as far as Solana meme coins are concerned, obviously Trump coin is the biggest one right now, but Bonk is, the second one, and it was the leader. Of course, there has been, so many other meme coins launching after, and it has that first mover advantage, as I've told you guys before, and it has made a lot of people extremely wealthy off of this meme coin, but it has, plummeted quite a bit over the last, few months. But again, this is meme coins, right? This is what I've told you guys from the beginning. You never want to be getting emotionally attached. You always want to understand, there is an exit strategy that you need to have, because if you're going to be emotionally attached, you could get your emotions, I'm sorry, you can let the emotions get the best of you, and you can make you can leave so much money on the table that you could have actually sold. And I know a lot of people on my channel, there's so many people that made a crazy ton of money, early comers, that came into the meme coins. And now that brings the question: is this the end of the meme coin market? Is this the end of the bull market? I personally think no. I still think a quarter four of this year, maybe late quarter three as well, we do see the market reversal. But of course, there's some other external factors that are impacting, that are not in our control, and those are some things that we need to keep in mind. But looking at the Bitcoin dominance, I mentioned this in my Pepe update, it's picking up a lot of traction right now. BTC is back in the 38.2 and back above 85k range, but very important for us to actually close above that range. If it's able to do that, I do believe that we could see us pushing up to the likes of $88,000. But of course, we need to be very closely monitoring the tariff situation, what's happening globally, because of course that can trickle towards the crypto markets as well. But looking at Bonk's price, I really want to take you guys down memory lane. So this is not the first time that the price of Bonk has revisited this level, but what's really important is that we dropped below on the 10th, down to the 80-90 zone for the first time since 2023. Yes, guys, 2023. That is how important that range is, and that should really tell you how sharp of a drop Bonk has seen. But you can really see something very similar happening. You're noticing a battle at this key level, this resistance. You're seeing the price either going above there, not managing to stay above there, or just briefly going up below it. So you're seeing a battle, and it's very important to stay above this range. But we have built this long accumulation pattern pretty much dating since 2023 that we were in, but we did fell below it because of course dominance is literally sitting at record highs right now, and this levels we haven't seen for quite some time. But from November high at the 60.95, Bonk has gone down 83.67%, guys. Let that sink in. Again, a major drop. And it goes back to what I've said to you guys 1,000 times. Don't listen to the trolls online. Have exit strategy. Don't get too greedy, because once you get greedy, guys, you will be losing a lot. You'll be leaving a lot of money on the table, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate on that. But you're looking at the price, of Bonk over here, trying to get back above this key resistance. Very important. Of course, we are seeing Bonk making some big moves right now, but again, if you look at it from the bigger perspective, it's barely anything right now. So meme coins do tend to have their time where things just go euphoric. Are we going to see that again? I have a high hope, yes, but of course some of the external factors need to be considered. We visited this back in last April, so literally a year ago. And look what happened. We saw a major up spike of about 245%. So Bonk is known for having these major swings and being extremely volatile, because of course, remember, it's supply and demand, right? For these meme coins, they absolutely bring zero utility. There's no real use case. I know people are going to come out and say no this, no that. No, simple as that. They don't have big utility, and that is something that people need to understand. So of course, right now the price is trying to get back above this key zone. Very, very important to remain above there, and then we'll take it from there. If not, obviously the chances of us going down to the 1913 zone, and if we break below, we could be retesting the 586 zone, which we haven't seen since December of 2023. And obviously that would require a major pullback, but of course right now the chances of that are low, but obviously if we are unable to hold around the support at 913, then those are some things we could be considering. But let me know down below what you guys think. Love you all. See you later. Been Crypto ZX, and peace.